In our society, traditional, cultural, and community leaders are not just influencers. They are gatekeepers of culture, acceptance, and morality. And for our work here in Access to Good Health Initiative, we always engage this group of people because we know that their voices are louder than we can ever imagine. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Inside AGHI, and my name is Chinedu Ndufwechi, the Program Manager for Access to Good Health Initiative. And today we'll be talking about the power of allies and the work we do here at Access to Good Health Initiative for the vulnerable community. Welcome back. Now we are going to talk about why engaging the traditional and religious leaders matter in the work we do. Now, the religious and the traditional rulers are community leaders and they hold strong opinions which would go ahead to also affect the opinions of those that they lead. Now, if the opinion of a traditional ruler is changed from the mindset they have against the marginalized and key population, that means that the opinion and also the attitude of those people that they lead would also change. And this is why it is important that we start to tackle problems from the root. Now, what do I mean from the root? What I mean from the root is that these traditional rulers are the ones that are in the forefront of addressing issues of human rights violation. Because if any case would happen in a particular community, these traditional rulers and also the religious leaders are the first point of contact for the accused person and also the enraged communities who are trying to take laws into their hands. And that is why it is always best for us to engage these people that are the first contact and also the people that the communities listen to. And if this happens, that means that we have ended up tackling the issue from the root. Imagine trying to light up the whole village with just a candle. It won't work, but if you give the candle to the chief, he can share the flame with others, and suddenly the whole community is bright. This is what happens when we engage leaders. They spread acceptance faster than we could on our own. Looking at the kind of power that they yield in their respective communities where they lead, each and every one of us comes from a particular community, and those communities have traditions and cultures, and we are always very, very particular to adhere to the regulations or issues that those communities have in common. Also coming from the religious aspect, everyone belongs to a particular religion, and we are always eager to adhere to the directives of that particular religion. And when this happens, if we are able to engage the traditional rulers and also the religious leaders, this is going to, increase the kind of acceptance that people have, because these community leaders are seen as influencers, they are seen as role models, and if they say no to injustice, that means the whole people that see them as role models and also see them as leaders are also going to say no to those injustice. And this is why it is very, very important for us to engage the community leaders, the traditional leaders, and also the religious leaders, because their importance cannot in any way be overemphasized. They are the leaders, and whatever they say becomes authority. Their word becomes authority. Their rule is sacrosanct. Their words carry influence, and their words are seen as authority in their respective communities. And this is why it is important to engage these leaders so that they can also pass the message, trickle it down to the people that they lead. And when this happens, we see that we are covering more grounds and we are also talking about these issues as it is supposed to be. Because one thing we will not fail to understand is that these leaders, they know how best to penetrate their respective communities. And when this happens, it is going to open doors that we can never imagine, even as civil society workers. Why engage traditional and religious leaders? This is because Nigeria is rooted on these two pedestals, and that is why it is important because the religion and also the cultural aspect influence the daily decisions that we make as Nigeria in our daily life. Now, people would say, I am doing this, I am taking laws into my hands because my religion do not accept the kind of behavior that was exhibited by this particular person. But let's not also forget that no religion in Nigeria, be it Christianity, be it Islam, preaches hate. All religion are talking about love. All religion are talking about acceptance. All religions are talking about inclusion for everybody. Even Jesus said he did not come for the righteous, but he came for the sinners. And this goes a long way to show that religion is for acceptance and also love for our fellow humans. Pastors and imams are encouraged to talk about love and acceptance, which is what our religions are deeply rooted in. And this is also a clarion call for all religious, traditional, and community leaders to talk about love, acceptance, and inclusion, which is what our religion and also our cultures and traditions are deeply rooted in. When we talk about community leaders, we are not just referring to the traditional, the religious, and also other community leaders. We are also looking at youth leaders, women leaders, security operatives, and everyone that occupy a leadership position in different organizations where they work, and also different parastatals of the government. Because if we keep on talking about the traditional leaders and also the religious leaders, and we don't talk about the market women leaders, the youth leaders, and also security operatives who are always the first aid responders to human rights violations that occur in our different communities. And they are also the people that have been given the authority to guard life and properties of people that are living in that particular community. And this is why we are talking about the kind of impact and also the level of partnership that can be created between this group of persons. Because if this group of persons, the youth leaders, the women leaders, and also even the market leaders, everybody come together and start talking about inclusion, the results would be marvelous and also overwhelming, because we are going to reach as many persons as possible, and this will help us to pass the message across to as many persons as possible. And this is why I am encouraging each and every one of us that occupy leadership position in different places, be it in church, be it in your village, or even as a president general in your village, a market woman that is leading the market women organization, a youth leader, a security operative, or any person that is leading. I encourage you today to know that the position you occupy as a leader is an avenue for you to talk about inclusion, for you to talk about acceptance, and for you to also talk about love, especially for the key and marginalized population, for the vulnerable population, and also people that do not have anyone to speak for them. Now, looking at the kind of impact that AGHI has made over its years of existence, we have created a partnership between different organizations. We have created a network of allies, and these allies are inclusive of government agencies, private organizations, and also security operatives, and also law enforcement agencies. And the reason being that these people, we know, they play a critical role in helping to drive inclusion and also acceptance in our different communities. Looking at the network of allies we have, ranging from police operatives, to Enugu State Agency for the Control of AIDS, National Human Rights Commission, Ministry of Children, Gender and Social Development here in Enugu. All these people are directly linked with our organization, and we have them on speed dial. That means that if we have any issues of human rights violation and we feel that National Human Rights Commission is the agency that would best address this issue, we'll make a case referral to them. And through these referrals, people have received the justice that they deserve, and we have continued to preach about acceptance for the key and marginalized population. And we have worked with these people, had monthly meetings with them, and also partnered with media people to help us talk about these issues in a way that will be able to reach as many people as possible. To be intersectional with our advocacy and spread the word. This is one of the commitments that one of our allies have shared with us, that they are committing to intersectional advocacy and also spreading the word across. And this is what they have agreed and also committed to doing for the key and marginalized community. Now, another ally said to creating safe space and inclusive spaces and contributing to economic inclusion for all. So this ally is particular about creating economic inclusion for all. And when economic inclusion for all is created, it is going to help to change the table, or rather turn the table from people being marginalized now to people being the stakeholders in the community, because people are marginalized in the sense that they do not have any economic standing in the community, and this particular ally, who happens to be very, very influential, is committing to economic inclusion and also creating safe spaces for all. At AGHI and through our paralegal network, we have discovered that change of laws and policies alone cannot give us the change we want. It is when traditional, religious, and community leaders stand with us that stigma begins to break down and the change we want actually comes into play. And this is also a clarion call for our community leaders, be it traditional leaders, religious leaders, youth leaders, and all leaders to come together and break down stigma in any place they work. Let us preach more of acceptance, love, and also inclusion in our different environments. Thank you for listening. Until our next episode, my name is Chinedu Ndufechi, Program Manager, Access to Good Health Initiative. Bye bye for now.